Hello everyone and welcome to round 2 of the Cairns Cup, the post-game show. I'm woman grandmaster Katerina Nemcova and I'm joined by international master Almira Skripchenko and international master Paikidze. We had a fascinating day today, so let's look at the standings. There is only sole leader, one player who won both games, a little bit unexpected, the youngest player in the field, the lowest rated player in the field. But Alice Lee, she managed to win another game today and she's leading with 2 points. Then there is a 3-way tie for the second place. Koneru, Dronavalli and Alina Kashlinskaya all with 1.5 points. Assaubayeva lost today and Dzagnidze won, so that means they are tied for the 5th place and 3-way tie for the 7th place. And it is only Muzychuk who so far lost both her games and she will be really hungry to looking to bounce back tomorrow. Now Nazi, you have a game for us to show.
I do indeed. I will show you this game between Tanzhangi and Koneru. The game ended in a draw, but it was a very interesting game and it could have gone a different way. So earlier, after the opening, Hampi played this f5 move, which was quite risky, weakening her kingside. After which followed a lot of forcing moves, a long sequence, and then there was some critical moment here when Tan found this very strong move, rook e5, and she did have an advantage, but she had to still follow up with very accurate moves, which was difficult to do. As you can see, rook b4 was a mistake here, a lot of missed opportunities in this game, and the critical moment was here when Tan had the chance to play queen h2, after which engine says it's +2. But queen h2 is not an easy move to find, and she played instead queen g3, after which she allowed this trade, and then we got the opposite color bishop endgame where there was nothing to do and players found a 3-move repetition. So game ended peacefully, but could have been a decisive game. Back to you guys.
I mean, the hero of today is Alice Lee, who was challenging the former women's world champion, Muzychuk. She was having black pieces. She chose Sicilian, which already showed that she's going to play for aggressive, for maybe a win. And she played perfectly. She played this move a5, e5, bishop takes e4. Really, everybody should watch this game because it showcased her mastery in calculation and in attack. So let's take a look. So let's look what really happened in the game. So I think the major start was when we have this Rasolnima opening, but then when Muzychuk decided to go for this Maroczy structure and Alice Lee with this move queen g5 or queen g5, yes. And we were talking about this queen g5 move. Maybe bishop c1 not being the best move, but Nazi was showing us that, what was the best move?
e5.
e5, right? Quickly going for some kind of crazy ideas to be trapping that queen. With pawn takes e5, knight f3, queen h5,
rook takes e5.
And rook takes e5.
Bishop f5, rook d2 with the idea of rook d4 and rook h4. Very
just trapping the queen, really beautiful. So this was a really good continuation for Maria, but she did not opt for this move e5, and that risk paid off for Alice, because she played with this knight e5, and this is the crucial move, a5, fighting for the square on c5 for the knight. Getting the knight there, and now this brilliant move e5. I think this is the moment to stop. How Alice understood she needs to fight for the dark squares, and now all hell broke loose. Bishop takes e4, just crazily sacrificing in the center and having all the pieces attacking White's position. And it looks like Alice is going to win this game.
C1,
this is an extra rook for Alice.
Would you win in style? Oh, never mind. There's
and
a
handshake. So congratulations to Alice Lee, who scored her second win in the second round of the tournament. And Nazi, you have for us another game by another American in the tournament.
Yes, Katerina Ip. She was playing Alina Kashlinskaya, and both players played a very good game. No big mistakes were made in this game at all. But there was this one moment, so the opening was Ruy Lopez, some long line, and then they reached this position where Alina had a chance to get a small advantage if she played queen d4 here. After queen d4, it allows knight c4, and then, as you can see, black bishop on b7 is really passive. So after c5, just queen b2. And this reminds me of a Benoni where White achieved everything they wanted, and it's bad bishop against good knight. White's gonna play e5, and White would have had good chances to win. But this didn't happen. Instead, Alina took on c6, and after that, a lot of things got traded, and they reached this major piece endgame. First, it was queen and rooks. Then towards the end, it was just rook endgame, and Alina defended very well. There was still some small chances for Carissa, but Alina didn't make any big mistakes, and eventually it went all the way to just kings. Back to you guys.
Almira, what do you have for us?
Well, today Nana Dzagnidze bounced back with a victory. She outplayed Bibisara Assaubayeva using her great technique, and it was a very interesting endgame. So let's have a look.
So in this game, at the beginning, we had this kind of unexpected c6 opening, but then we went into calm waters. Nothing really happened. Players were developing their pieces. Then this knight e4 move, and then things started to kind of spice up a bit, especially with this bishop b1 move, trying to setting up a battery and looking at that h7 square. And now, really important, actually now rook e8, rook d1, and then an inaccuracy, queen c8. Instead of locking the center, white took advantage of opening up the center. Okay. White opened up the center, and then b takes c5 is probably a mistake because of this captures.
Yes.
So what happened next? Improving the bishop to c4 and then doubling on the file, and white has some advantage here. And Nana has won her game, so congratulations to Nana. First win in the tournament. You came back after a difficult loss yesterday, but you managed to win against Bibisara Assaubayeva. And the last game of this round was between Harika Dronavalli and Nino Batsiashvili. It was a game that was played with perfect precision. Nazi was saying 98%, both players, and the game ended up in a draw. Let's take a look. So in this game, what happened, Almira?
Well, first of all, it was a very peculiar opening. Yes, black played bishop b6, and white developed with bishop d3, h3, and then knight f3. However, a little bit later in this game, Harika initiated a few trades which were very important. So first of all, Nino declined it. She played bishop f4, but then Harika managed to play bishop f5, and then after bishop d6, bishop d3, bishop b7, we've traded queens and a lot of minor pieces. So we ended with this.
And this already is expecting a little bit of drawish continuation because we already have the opposite color bishops.
Yes, because we have this opposite color bishops. So both sides maneuvered. I think it was expected. So they're trying to improve their pieces and to come up with a more active plan. So white played knight d2, f3 with the idea of playing e4. Black doubled the rooks on the a file. Then suddenly black grabbed the pawn on e4. But this bishop was a bit out of play, and then white took this pawn back. Knight c4, knight b2, rook b7, rooks were traded, and we were headed towards a very calm endgame where the opposite color bishops were guaranteeing both sides equal chances. And this game will end in a draw.
And we know that Harika, she would try. She tried for 6 hours yesterday against Carissa, so if there were chances, she would go for it. But this is that equal.
In a closed event, it is considered to be a very good result, you know, when you make a draw with black.
And they are asking for the chief arbiter Maya Maris, and she approves. This is a draw, 3/4 repetition. And last thing to look at is the pairings for tomorrow, round 3. We have Harika Dronavalli, who is going to play Maria Muzychuk, and Maria Muzychuk will try to score something with black pieces. Carissa playing Nino Batsiashvili, Alice Lee on the roll against Nana Dzagnidze. That's going to be a very interesting game to follow. Bibisara Assaubayeva against Tang Zhongyi, and Hampi Koneru playing Alina Kashlinskaya.
Can't wait to see what tomorrow brings.
I think it's going to be another day of exciting chess, and I hope you all join us there tomorrow. See you, everyone.
Thank you, and see you soon.
Yeah.